This is Thaddeus' journal entry from the cells in the Goblin City. We broke out of the cell where we were being held and went to meet our contact. Turns out it was, Hrum'Num, a dwarf who I know. While he's not a stand-up guy, he did share some important information. And based on that information, once this is all over, I might have to return home. And we don't know where Haribo is or how we're going to get the goblins and get them out of this place. Now, based on how I treated Hrum'Num and what's happening with Haribo, this episode's probably not for younger eyes and ears. So make sure you check out the details below. All right, now I gotta confer with the group and figure out what our next steps are.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons, Drive-Ins and Dice, A Wider World. This season, a D&D podcast about 4 wayward adventurers out to rescue some goblins and figure out what's wrong with Wilhelm's hull. Finally, off the dome. My name is Haribo. Nope. Damn. Off the dome, he says, and the next word messed it up. That's absurd. I'm M, and I play Haribo Tamagotchi, changeling artificer not of this world. He's Haribo right now, and, well, I don't know anymore what he is. He's unconscious. Question this week, I had, oh man, I got confused all up on myself for, pretty sure Sparkleoneous. We already asked, okay, so your form is of this human shape by choice. We talked about that last time. Do you have, like, full control over your form? Can you, like, weaponize your arm? Like, can you turn it into, like, a spiky arm or something? And will that hurt, or will it just feel like bubble?
Hi, my name is Lawrence Jennings, and I play Sparkeloneous, and I'm here to answer this question. So Sparkeloneous, he's all one texture. He can't make himself hard or soft, he is just jelly. So I could make a spike? 100%. Spike would deflate immediately upon making contact with anything slightly hard. So yes, I do have full control, but I am sort of still constrained by the physical limits of this universe.
Sure. I mean, honestly, though, that's still helpful. Like, you could intimidate someone with a spiky body.
I am, working on, as soon as we, gosh darn, get back to that lord, he's got a spike for me that I'm just going to have in my body.
That's true.
And then I don't need to make a spike, I'll just have a spike.
Teardrop rapier. I guess that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Looking forward to that. I've already introduced myself, but I have a question as well. My question is for Thaddeus. Thaddeus, we talked about your greatest defeat, and I'd like to know something about the future. Let's hear something from your bucket list. Maybe, perhaps, what is a surprising thing on Thaddeus' bucket list?
That's a good question.
Ooh, that would have been a very different question last week, but based on what we've learned from the last episode, Thaddeus is churning over the fact that he may need to do something different in his future based on what he learned about the fortress of his people, that now looking at the future, Thaddeus is thinking he may need to go back to his hometown to help rebuild versus building his own separate lorddom sort of thing, that he may feel obligated to go back to his people and help set them straight and get them rebuilt.
I'm off camera, but I'm rubbing my hands together.
That's not what I would have answered last week. That is the truth as it unfolds today.
That his whole worldview has shifted recently. Wow, that is surprising, I would say. At first I was like, honestly, that's not too surprising, but it is, because that was not your worldview as of an hour ago, or Thaddeus' worldview as of an hour before, or whatever, so it's a pretty big shift. Also, I'm so sorry, it came to my brain that it was hobgoblins and goblins that did that. I'm curious if that is tied in at all to what we're doing now. I don't know about distance, but they are talking about, like, one tribe ideals. So, like, are they connected to their other tribes somehow, or... Interesting thought. Anyway, sorry, Grace, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Indeed.
No, it's fine. My name is Grace Stringer, and I play Margery Ridgeback, the necromancer. My mouth always wants to say bard for some reason. Not a bard. Cleric. With a ferret. And my question is for Haribo. Were there any noties in particular that you were excited to hear or that surprised you? I mean, you got a lot of noties. I mean, I know we heard some in, like, the storyline overview thing, but were there any, like, noties?
Sure, yeah, we heard the first it decrypted, but that was the first, like, audio message. I think while he was reading over some of those that he got a text, like an email basically, and it was probably a portion of that reason he was so heartbroken that day that Sparkeloneous woke him up, because it was a email from his father. Basically, I guess it was his father's way of venting or something. But it was basically like a written "you failed" letter, like you've let down the family, you didn't, blah, blah, blah. All the things I didn't do in what had happened. And that he was not expecting, because a lot of his life he has done a lot that, while he has moved away from some of his father's wishes, he still thought that the effort that he made would have brought pride to his family, if not in the way that his dad wanted. But unfortunately, it seems as if that is not the case. His father basically called him a failure in an email to his dead son, which is even fucking more horrid, right? Yeah, how fucked is that? I mean, me and you have had a conversation about who his father is, so I don't think that's too far out of the realm, or even out of the realm.
I don't know. I don't know that we quite talked a lot about your father's specific character. Just sort of, we did a lot of family dynamic talk, but I left a good portion of that up to you, so that's interesting.
If Haribo failed, he can blame it on Haribo now, and I think it's easier for him to do that than to accept his son's death. Just blame it on the fact that he didn't do what he was supposed to.
Gives me stuff to cogitate on.
Haribo's sad, but he already lost his family anyway, so it's not like he just has to re-lose them anyway.
All right, and I am Michael. I play Thaddeus Ofkoot, the large mountain dwarf fighter for the party. And Thaddeus has a question for Haribo. Based on the mushroom ring dream, Thaddeus recalls the belt was in a room on a stand, and he wants to know from Haribo, is that where you got the belt? Or was that just imagery in my head? Or is that truly how you acquired this thing that you have with you that I don't fully understand?
Yeah. Belt is tool. Belt is space tool. It is a battle armor for folks in the field. It was incomplete as like a tester for that exact concept for like folks that have missions to do and go out to like dangerous space places. Haribo is a part of like the team working on making this belt, but he has some self-control issues and found himself in the lab when he, one, shouldn't have been, and two, after hours. Like, so much should not have been there doing what he was doing, but he just loves it so much and was just infatuated with the science. And so that is, I mean, that, acquired the belt. But that would have been whatever you saw, right? Whatever you're imagining that room to look like would have been the room Haribo was standing in when he did, when that did fuck up and go wrong. Okay. Definitely a space station, for sure.
Cool. Yeah. Well, not sure I understand it all, but that helps a little bit.
All very interesting. And the most interested one is me, Theodore Stringer, game master and behind-the-scenes operator. I think the best way to go about this, Yes, okay. I have questions for the remaining party members who haven't received questions. Half of that is a lie. Margery, if you could give me a D100. I didn't like the question that I particularly rolled up for you, but Thaddeus, this one I think is interesting to me, and I think to the party that I just rolled up. So, Thaddeus, who in the party would your character trust most with their life, or with your life?
Oh, well, I have to tell you, based early on from our experiences, it is not Margery.
It's a good start, fair. Yeah. Wise.
And I think based on recent combat and recent experiences, it's probably Haribo, because there's some sort of dream connection, and they've been in battle together, fighting the spiders. Close up front, they were also involved in the cave when they fought the original mano a mano. Haribo was the one that he sort of partnered with, so I think it's probably Haribo, just based on those interactions through the journey.
Interesting. Okay. And Margery, what was your number?
Like that.
86.
Okay. Margery, does your character consider yourself to be a hero, a villain, or something else?
Probably something else.
An urchin.
An urchin.
Don't give her an easy out. Make her explain herself.
Not that.
Not an urchin. Something else. I think she would think of herself as a faithful servant to her cause. And I think that good and bad is the nuances of it can be based on someone's objective.
Absolutely.
Yeah, something else.
Yeah, the concept of evil would be like based on societal's standard of it. While murdering in cold blood may be frowned upon by many, maybe to Margery, it's not. Because it made, honestly, he was a threat to us. And, she's not going to trust him to not kill us after we let him go, right? Trust is not on her shoulders, I would imagine.
And, if it's for the cause of Falsharoon and furthering my own knowledge and understanding, then that price doesn't seem too high to pay if the outcome is in my favor. Urchin's gotta urch.
Urchin's gotta urch.
Alright. Good job, gang.
All right.
That's a wrap.
And that's a wrap. Good session, everybody.
Can I roll to
just
win now?
Just if we wanted to go over what happened last session, we split the party into two teams, Team 1 and Team D, and Team 1 went out and had a midnight rendezvous with a mystery man who turned out to be a dwarf from Thaddeus's home fortress, who had, in the intervening time between when they'd last seen each other, somehow become mixed up in goblin doings and happenings. And the meeting was initially okay, and then went south rather quickly. And now we have knocked him unconscious and brought him back to jail, where we have our current home base. Meanwhile, Haribo and Miranda are enacting Plan D, which turned out to be Plan Dinner, and they had
drugs.
Plan drugs. That's true. And you know what?
I remember that part.
We can just kind of toss in. We can kind of
Plan
toss
distraction.
in Plan Devil.
Plan Dagger.
Plan Dagger.
And now you're going to go on Haribo's adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
a whole bunch of words that started with D. There we go. Listen to the last episode.
Brought to you by the letter D. I'm so scared. I only understood half of what is going to explain. How did I miss? Oh my god.
Ask your questions and maybe we'll catch the listeners up on what's happening.
Okay, how did it turn south? I must have somehow dozed off.
Do you remember Hrum'Num?
Yes, I remember
Hrum'Num the dwarf? The assistant to the bellows operator?
Yes.
Hrum'Num is a credible name.
You guys met him, and he initially thought that you guys were here to rescue him. And when it turned out that you were not, he didn't take that well and did try to alert the guards and just the general hobgoblin vicinity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty
It's all
south.
coming back. That's not good.
Yeah, that is pretty south.
So, did Haribo learn anything from the drug trip? Or did anything?
Yeah, Haribo, did you learn anything?
No, he...
Hugs, not drugs.
I mean, I guess he, learned... There was also some hugging at some point. He did not. I mean, he learned more that she is conniving and dark
she's
as
evil.
Fuck. Yeah, I mean, she, for fun and target practice, brought in goblins for me to kill. And then when I didn't, because I didn't know they were goblins, but I didn't want to kill the pig anyway, she did it anyway. And then Haribo finally saw through the fire and flames or whatever as the goblin's body is fucking lighting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, not ideal, but we were really close and she was hugging me and we were getting... Haribo, I guess, thought it was going a little sexual. And then we went into a ritual room and he cut himself with a dagger. Kind of thinking things were going some way that he was just going to be like, well, this is going to be some weird foreplay. Exactly. And all of a sudden, he passes out. Anyway.
Don't
Did
engage.
you learn anything? No.
In fantasy worlds, don't engage in weird foreplay.
I don't know that he learned that, though. Turns out this wasn't foreplay. So it's not, this isn't, he
I
didn't
think
learn
this
from
is
that.
probably exactly how Haribo got the brand on his thigh, too.
The first brand? Yeah, definitely. Also weird foreplay, he thought. No, okay, fine. He did learn that. Because
Now I
after the
wonder what
second
his
time,
dates
it'd be
with-
crazy if he didn't
Fool
learn.
me twice.
What are his dates with Melissa like if he doesn't know
Plan
what
D's
weird
got to work out at some point for me.
Yeah.
Fool me
Never
once,
on
shame on
screen.
you.
We're never doing
Fool me
it.
twice,
Yeah.
shame on me. Fool me
Shame on
3
you.
times, shame on you again.
Back to you, Gabe. If you fool me again, it's your shame.
You're taking advantage of a fragile man.
Haribo is in emotional turmoil right now. His decisions are not his own.
So we're all back in the cave now?
No, that's no
Harpo's not with
fun.
us. We're back in the
I think
jail
we're gonna
cell.
start. We're gonna start back in the jail cell with Plan 1 and their
Plan one.
captive.
Plan 1+1.
Yeah, Plan
Oh, that's
Plan
cute.
2.
Plan +1.
Do you guys is the idea just to wait for Haribo when you guys get back to the jail cell? Are you gonna try and wake up Hrum'Num?
No.
What is the
Yeah.
the
I
notion
think-
now that you're here?
I
I thought we were gonna try and- Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I don't need to talk like that anymore. We're secluded again. I still think we should wake him up.
Are you still shaped like a goblin, or have you returned to your natural state?
Sparkleoneous looks down at himself. Oh, shit. And he returns to his normal shape.
I think we need to get some information out of Hrum'Num, so
who's to say he's not going to start just screaming as soon as he wakes up because we
I
prisoner
will
screaming?
happily incapacitate him if he opens his mouth to scream for help.
I think prisoners scream all the time.
That's horrible.
It's just a fact
Okay.
of life. They don't like that they're in there.
Is one of you going to like try and slap him awake? Are we doing a medicine check? What's the wake him up?
If nobody else wants to do it, I will slap him awake.
I could play a loud note.
Ooh.
That I will say is not a thing that often happens in prisons.
Yeah, but
A
we're
loud
abandoned
note.
prison. That would make sense, I think.
Maybe a slap instead.
All right, somebody slap him.
All
Do you,
right.
do you want to do it, Gib?
Bubble boy slap.
I think we should let Gib do it.
Oh,
I'll let Gib do it if he wants to try it.
oh wait.
And Gib,
I
you
love
can lead
slapping
the interrogation
dwarves.
too.
Okay.
I nod at Gib encouragingly.
The team steps back and lets Gib take the lead. Gib fucking winds up a haymaker, dude.
No, Gib's making a whole ass attack check. It is unarmed, but like
He's just a little
Gib
lizard.
wants this.
Gib wants this.
This
Are
is
you
the most action
frustrated
he's
with
had
me,
all
Gib?
week.
Are you trying to take out some pent-up frustration?
Gib rolled a 2.
No, Gib.
You have advantage. He's incapacitated.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The
I think
negative
that
is Gib
totals
kills
to-
him.
That totals to a 17. So Gib does come in with a full haymaker, puts his shoulder into it, and just slaps the nonsense right out of an unconscious Hrum'Num.
Good. Now we'll not have any nonsense from him. Just straight facts.
Excellent. Good job, Gib.
He's not
And
dizzy or
Hrum'Num
anything.
splutters briefly and then slowly opens his eyes and what? My face hurts.
Sparkeloneous leans over to Barson and he says, Barson, do some of your voices so he thinks there's more of us.
You fell, so we brought you here because we didn't want to get caught not being in jail anymore. So here you are with us.
And you should know we have you surrounded.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you scream,
Yeah.
we're going to knock you out again. Well, one of us is going to knock you out again.
No, 30 of us are gonna knock you out all at once.
You're going to die. I mean, sorry. I got the goblin spirit was compelling me.
Oh, there's a lot happening right now. All right.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Thaddeus, where am I?
You're in a jail cell with us.
What?
You tried to get us arrested or beat up, so
And it
we
worked.
took that out of the equation, and now you're hanging out with us.
And now you're also arrested.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, we're already arrested, you fool.
You literally are trapped in here with us.
I'm an innocent dwarf. They should just let me out right now. I should just yell.
I don't think you want to do that unless you want to take another nap.
We already told you what would happen if you yell. We just want some information from you. Come on, I'm your friend. You know me.
Yeah, me and my 12 cousins are gonna whoop your ass.
Only if he doesn't cooperate. Isn't that right, 12 cousins?
Yeah!
You tell him.
A very clear, empty cell that's just not full of other people. It's just an old man just going, yeah.
The two goblins in the cell down from yours are watching this with wide eyes.
This is the most entertaining thing they've seen in weeks.
They wish they knew what popcorn was so they could be wishing for it.
I look back at them and I whisper, oh, no, I don't.
No, you
You're
don't.
not there.
I'm
You're
dead.
asleep.
Oh, right, asleep.
Oh, he's dead?
No.
Yeah, Grace, Haribo died in the last episode. You missed it.
We actually don't know yet.
Oh, fuck.
If Gabe comes in and is like, and now I need a new character from you, I'm going to be upset.
Haribo, you're in hell.
You're in hell. No! At least I'm still alive.
For now.
For
So
now.
me and my friends and my cousins need some information from you, dwarf.
What do you want to know?
We need the lay of the land. Are there any other exits other than the mouth of the cave?
Probably.
You don't know about them, huh?
I mean, let me tell you, my citizenship status here is negligible. I'm not allowed down into the caves, so I don't know how far down they go. But I would imagine a mountain of this size made of the rock that it's made of, there would be an extensive cave network down there. But to my knowledge, just the main door. If you want to go down in there and find out,
Okay.
take me with you.
Oh, you want to escape?
Yeah, I thought you were here for me in the first place.
No, I haven't talked to you before. That was a goblin. Hi, I'm Sparkeloneous. Nice to meet you. I'm a bard. This is my band, Kissing Booth.
Also, this
-1.
guy's a piece of shit in Thaddeus's eyes.
Yes. Yeah.
This guy sucks.
Yeah, he's not my favorite, and I don't know that I particularly want to bring him with us if we're going to try and do anything that requires any modicum of deception, because he's going to blow the whole thing.
Well, let's just kill him.
Margery, not so
leave him in
loud.
the
Hell
jail
yeah,
cell.
Margery.
We leave the jail cell, and he's there by himself, and he's got to explain how he got there.
Not so loud, Margery.
Sorry, let's just kill him.
She
He
says it
turns
quieter.
he turns sideways.
Who's the least invested in this interrogation?
Haribo.
Barson?
Yeah. Haribo.
No,
Stu
Barson's
also
busy being
doesn't
his
care.
8 cousins. Stuve is in somewhere else. Stuve is not in the jail cell.
I miss Stu.
Me too.
I'm not interested in interrogating him at this point. I'm going to let Sparkeloneous ask him what he needs to ask him, and then I might have a few questions if they don't get answered.
Okay, Margery, Thaddeus, make perception checks.
All right.
Ooh, that's already a good number, but let's pull up my screenshots.
14 from Thaddeus.
That would be +3. Oh, that would be a 21.
Wow.
I perceived the hell out of whatever it was.
Margery, you hear the sound of many metal-booted feet coming down the hallway adjacent to your jail cells.
Shh, really quiet. I hear boots.
No, I think it might be time for Hrum'Num to take another nap.
Like forever.
What? No.
Yeah, so band, let's take it from the top. And a 1, and a 2, and
Do we have our instruments, or did they take them away?
I've got mine.
That's a good question. I think they took them from you.
They take
That
mine?
doesn't seem like
From
a thing.
within me?
No, they didn't want to touch you. Now the boots are closer, and Hrum'Num hears them, and he begins to
I
get
should
up.
have killed them.
I'm going to knock him out.
I play a loud horn while they knock him out.
Okay, make a dexterity save with advantage, Thaddeus.
Let's see. That would be a 21 or 21's going to be better. So that's a 21.
Hot diggity, yeah. He's not perhaps 5 inches from where he was sitting before you come down on him with your meaty fists
It's on beat with
And-
Sparkeloneous' horn playing, so it sounds like a beat press on it.
Yeah. Just as Sparkleoneous blows a loud and complicated tune, Thaddeus brings down the proverbial hammer on Hrum'Num and sends him back to Dreamland. What do you guys do?
I'm going to try and hide him under a bedroll. I don't know if we had bedrolls or blankets or anything, but whatever we had, I would stuff him under that in the corner.
We should all just make a semicircle around him in the corner.
Sit
That
on him.
Super casual.
At all.
Hey guys, we're just casually standing here over in the corner.
Everyone's just fucking like
Together.
sitting on him and laying on him and like.
We're just chill guys.
There was always two dwarves in the group. What are you talking about?
Thaddeus
Just
is
not the
fully
left side.
sprawled out just
Haribo.
across.
This is Haribo. He's asleep.
Okay. I guess Thaddeus make a deception check. I get the rest of you are forming a semicircle around around the body.
No,
You're not.
No, that
No.
seems like a
Okay.
not good idea. If we're trying to hide it,
Sparkeloneous does stand in front of him, but Sparkeloneous makes himself wide. Not quite like a wall, but like a rectangle with arms and legs.
really bow-legged.
So I guess kind of like a wall with legs and arms and a head on the top.
Is the bottom of the wall like level with the ground, or is it like up in the air?
It's very short to the ground. It's like maybe 3 inches.
His legs are out to the side because he's like doing the splits, just sitting.
Yeah, I'm sort of like I'm a crabbing. I'm a crab boy. Crab wall.
Oh boy.
That's a 13 for deception
This is how I practice.
from me.
Okay.
So dumb. I love it.
The lock.
Do you want me to make a deception check too?
No, you're not deceiving. You're just a
Existing.
new shape.
Blocking. Yeah.
The lock clicks, and the door swings open to reveal a troop of hobgoblin guards. And they come in, and the middle group of them are bearing a stretcher. And on that stretcher is an unconscious Haribo.
Oh.
They quickly file in, and I'm going to make sort of a perception check for them in the aggregate, just to sort of see what they see. But
If they
their
give a
main
shit.
mission is to get in and deposit their cargo and bounce. So,
Carigo? Is that anything?
it's not nothing.
I was thinking it might have been.
So they all come in, and they all, as a troop, sort of squat and tilt to one side and tip their stretcher, and Haribo just kind of rolls off of it and onto the ground. Then they all stand back up, and they wheel around as a group, and the one in the back corner sort of pauses and turns around and looks at Sparkeloneous. He says, "What are you doing?
I'm rehearsing.
Why do you look like that?"
I always look like this.
Deception check.
For the rest
Give me
of the
1 second.
time, you have to look like this now.
How would he know that would be a lie? You know, what does he know about Sparkeloneous?
I'm a long, flat boy.
Sparkleoneous lie.
It's just sort of generically unlikely.
Thank you.
It's only because he thinks he would remember that, you know?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Let me double check. I've got a lot of bonuses, but it's not gonna be good. Okay, it is a 10.
But the guy can't be smart. Very smart.
He can't be.
He's
It's
not allowed to be.
impossible.
It's impossible.
I don't know.
I won't accept it if he is. Wouldn't make any sense to the narrative.
Words in my mouth. You're unconscious on the floor.
You didn't say he was smart, so I'm just gonna think he's dumb. That's my narrative.
If it's to my advantage, then yes.
The hobgoblin steps out of formation, and the rest of the hobgoblins pause now that he's done this, and they all sort of turn and look, and he
I wave.
steps closer to Sparkleoneous, and he like squints. He squints into him.
I move the pot to in front of his face.
He stands up to his full height and just looks over you.
I stretch my body up.
Ghelfi.
Oh, hello, we're up here now. We're both quite tall.
It's a strange way
You're
to
very
make
tall
eye
for a
contact.
hobgoblin. I wink at him with my pebbles.
The rest of
Oh.
the hobgoblins are now sort of aroused by this tomfoolery.
I think I'll write a song about you, tall hobgoblin. What's your name?
Here is my moment of DM advisory. If there is something to be done to prevent this situation from escalating, now is the time.
I can't do anything. I'm already doing things.
The
Thaddeus
wall
will
man is
pop up.
impressed.
I mean, y'all have magic,
Thaddeus will-
right?
yeah,
Isn't magic
Thaddeus
a thing
will
you can
pop
do?
up. Yeah, Thaddeus doesn't
Not
have
me.
magic.
Well, I mean, Thaddeus, you're only limited by your imagination.
He's going to pop up from behind Sparkeloneous and go, "Do you mind? I was changing."
Got my dick out over here.
But you have to actually.
Margery,
Yeah.
Margery might
It's
have
fairly convincing because his shirt only comes down to his midriff, so he looks like he's half dressed anyway.
Okay, you know what? You got me with that, and that's a good little addendum. So make a deception roll with advantage.
All right.
Got him.
That's going to be a 17.
Okay. The remaining hobgoblins, the ones from the troop who weren't initially involved, all sort of are like, sorry. And they turn around. And the initial one is going to make a check because he rolled really good that first time. But he rolled a critical failure.
He's a prude.
Yep. No, he covers his eyes with both of his hands. And he says, and doesn't say anything else, and returns to his spot in the formation, and they all troop out. And the lock clicks in the door. For a brief moment, you catch a glimpse of one of the other hobgoblins, like, frowning into the porthole, and then they leave.
All right.
I get
Good
I
thinking,
guess it's-
everyone. I really didn't want to have to write a song about that guy.
I think maybe we
I
should check
should,
on our unconscious friend on the floor.
Which one?
Well, that guy's not my friend, so it's just Haribo.
Sparkeloneous is going to, in wall shape, come over to unconscious Haribo, and he's going to play a little jaunty tune, and then his arm is going to stretch down and touch you lightly on the cheek, and you are going to get healed by Cure Wounds. We'll see if that works. D8 plus 3.
Do I need to roll that?
My boy must be
thank you.
tuckered out after all that excitement.
Like, am I damaged? I guess is my question. Do I need to roll like?
No,
the health
I
return?
don't think you're damaged, but I do think that this will act as a sort of a defibrillator kind of effect on you. I was curious if anyone wanted to make kind of investigation or insight checks as to Haribo's condition externally before he woke up.
No, I'm not suspicious.
I mean, I can try that, although I'm not very good at that, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
I think perception would also work, insight, perception, investigation.
Okay. That
Ooh.
is a 14 for perception. I have verified.
Grace,
this
you
is-
made a sound.
I did. I got excited because I rolled a 19, so that means I got a 24 for insight.
I will
This little
step
glass-
back based on that
I
roll.
can keep rolling in this little glass, guys. This is great.
Yeah, glass is good for you.
Sparkeloneous is about to hold out his hand, and then he sees Margery looking quizzical, and then he stops.
I'm gonna take all of these roles sort of in the sequence that most benefits the narrative.
As you should.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Thaddeus, you notice that the edges of Haribo's outfit are slightly singed.
Hey,
Um,
okay.
Fire torture.
Busy
It was a
night.
hot day.
Hot day.
Ooh.
Damn.
Oh.
Margery, the thing that you notice is that Haribo's clothes are rumpled in a
Oh.
way that wouldn't happen unless he had been dressed and undressed while he was unconscious.
Oh my god.
Not oh.
Plan D, and he missed the whole thing.
Sparkeloneous goes to reach out, sees Margery looking. Her brow furrows and her eyeballs get really big. She sees what might have happened.
They burned him and stripped him.
And then Sparkeloneous heals Haribo for, what, 8?
+3.
D8 plus 3.
D8 plus 3. So Feel free to roll that just to sort of gauge the intensity of your awakening.
Oh, whoa!
That sounds fun.
Miranda! No! Sparkeloneous.
No, it's me,
Margery.
Sparkeloneous. Hello.
I think. Hey. And
You good?
two Thaddeus. No, Thaddeus.
Oh.
No, Thaddeus. And who's that?
That's
Mine's
Haribo.
always been here. No, this is Hrum'Num.
All
We
right.
kidnapped him and brought him to jail.
I think my
We don't
ears
like
is still waking up.
Yeah.
We
Hrum'Num.
kidnapped him and brought him to jail.
Jail.
Thanks,
Uh,
Sparkeloneous. That was subtle.
Back in jail. All right. Okay.
How was
Well,
Plan B?
fine. I think I made a good impression.
Why
I
are
had a
your
lot of
clothes
fruit.
burned?
Miranda. She is dark. She was launching off some magics, I guess. Some spells in there, at some goblins or something. I think I got licked by the flames. I would not participate. Not in the goblins. I shot a few melons. I hope.
While this is happening, while this is happening, Margery's just like looking over at Thaddeus, like,
Is his hand bandaged or still actively bleeding?
Oh gosh, what was that from?
Him cutting himself with the knife.
Oh,
of Otto,
yes,
the bad
okay,
one.
Okay, yes.
has Mazda
Great
warranty.
question. How does your Mazda warranty look?
They're calling me about my auto
Sorry.
warranty. I hang up. I ignored all those noties. I shouldn't have.
Ugh, you can't miss
They'll
it.
always
Final
find a way to
notice.
get you.
Final noti.
The blade of auto warranty.
So fucking stupid. This is why you shouldn't smoke before you play D&D.
No, they'll always be able to find me. Even if I change my number.
I don't think your hand looks great. You did cut it real good. Just right across the palm.
Did that 1d8 10 healing help any of that, I guess?
Oh, you know what? That's a great point.
Or maybe it can't heal. So you paid off your... Sorry.
Don't introduce that.
Make an
Simple
Arcana
healing.
check.
Full healing doesn't cure the devil's mark.
Oh, yeah, I guess not.
Surprise, you have a bleeding hand forever now.
Fuck. That's a lot to take care of.
That's the contract.
Don't love it. Arcana, 17.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. As you wake up, you look at your hand and you feel a twinge on your hand. And as you look at it, you sort of see Sparkeloneous' magic take effect. You see the wounds recess back into itself. But as you look at it, you see a small fount of tiny fiery runes erupt from the wound as it seals. They don't quite dissipate. They wisp out of your wound and up your arm and into your clothes.
I follow them. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take off my clothes really quick. Really quick. Crazy fast. I mean, I'm wearing overalls,
That's
so it's
okay.
really easy to peel the, like real fast just to get them off and start just taking it down my legs. I don't know how
Sparkeloneous.
far I need to.
Margery's eyes are getting wider.
While Colonius steps in front of you.
Oh, Sparkeloneous.
Thank you for the privacy.
The
They told me
pebbles
the
are
changing
turning
room.
away.
They called
Because
me the changing room.
they do. I'm not going to say that you're able to follow them per se. You can't whip your overalls off that fast.
Bet. Hold
But-
on. I have the overalls. I could try this right now.
Dexterity save.
Damn, I was hoping to rely on my real physical skills, but instead I got...
Do you want to go put on some overalls and then take them off
Let's
on camera
test
as
it.
fast as you can? Is that
I'm
is that what
saying.
you're
All
proposing?
I'm saying
to us
is that
here?
it's possible
That's what
because I
it
think
is.
I could do it. Physically,
All
I
right.
could do it.
Live on the
Alright,
internet.
yes,
Hey
and.
YouTube.
Yes, and.
Give me a
go get
second.
go get your overalls.
Let's
I'm
all
gonna
try
show
it
you
together.
how fast
Everyone
I
go
can
and
take
get
off
your
my
Haribo
clothes. Give me 1
overalls.
second.
Go on, pervert.
No.
Everyone go and get your patented Haribo overalls
Yeah,
at
why does it always get
ddadshop.com
weird with
and see how quick you can
Haribo?
take them off.
It always gets weird.
Haribo's a weird
Statistically,
guy.
that doesn't bear out.
More average than not.
Statistically, the weirdest one is you.
He didn't specify which you he was talking to, so that could have been any of the three of us.
Man.
I
Yeah,
knew
I
who you meant.
I'm talking
knew
to
who you
you.
meant. I'm talking to you, Greg. That's right. I know you've been listening, Greg.
There's someone named Greg that's really scared right now.
This won't
Shout out
make it
to
into
Greg.
the podcast.
And if you're high right now, Greg, you'll be high forever. Anyway, I have
your parents know you're high,
my
Greg.
clothes on under my overalls, which I think will make it harder. But I got to move to the back of my room and move my chair. See if you can still see me back here.
You're just a blurry boy.
All right, there we go. Now we can see him.
I imagine he's down.
Oh
Why? Why though?
Why? How many is it harder?
Well, I imagine that he's still laying down, right? Like he hasn't really gotten up. This is all happening while he's like sitting. there. That's my whole theory,
okay.
right?
Method.
Wait,
Way to make it harder for
down.
yourself. I'll, I'm here for that.
Okay, here we go.
Warming up the old palms. I mean, that was fun to watch.
Get
but-
on! That was fast.
Oh my god!
I kicked my table really hard and hurt my foot, as I think he may have kicked Sparkeloneous maybe along the way, but he was moving fast. I don't even know if Sparkeloneous could have walled in front of him in that amount of time.
Oh my god!
It was the foot flailing that really sold it for me.
Got it off.
Yeah,
I hurt my foot kind of bad during that too. I gotta say.
that is suffering for your art right there.
I think
The
you
bit
killed my
is
brother.
committed.
He's
Does
gone.
that count as my roll? Because I think that might have been faster than my roll would give.
I think he earned it.
No, I mean, if that's how you did it, then yeah. With all of the leg flailing and everything, absolutely, yes. Sparkleoneous, you, however it is that you perceive touch, you feel a leg just entirely engulf itself into your torso as a Haribo flails about suddenly, trying to get his overalls off. And with this vigorous attempt, Haribo, you managed to track the pursuit of these tiny runes. They whisk down your body and to your thigh, where they assemble themselves very briefly. But because of your arcana check and your willingness to strip on camera,
for those who weren't watching the video, if you're just listening to this podcast, please know that I did not.
He was completely naked.
I
Don't listen
had
to him.
clothes on.
Thick out,
And
thick and both out on screen.
Stop
I
it.
am not the same.
It's 3 to 1.
Stop it. I put it on over my
It's a
clothes
great
and
table.
still got it off in time.
It all happened so fast. I couldn't look away. He earned it.
okay, but I didn't actually say what you saw with all of those checks. So you follow these runes, and for the briefest of seconds, you see them assimilate themselves into a ring of complexly interwoven runes surrounding a approximately 2-inch diameter circle on your thigh.
Cool.
Why did you do that?
Well, I thought they were going inside my clothes, and I didn't know what they were. I don't think I've ever seen.
You just woke up and kicked me.
Well, there were all these.
And now
from
you're
the
naked.
spot. No, I think some of your whatever you did to wake me up was helping the damage I got to my hand during Plan D and the.
But why are you naked and why did you kick me?
I took because the.
Yeah,
the
why'd you
runes-
kick him?
The runes. Well, I had to move fast. I just sort of flailed. I apologize. I kicked you. I don't know why it would, but if it helps, I kind of burned my foot when I did that.
It doesn't
Passed right
help.
through your body. You ingested a little bit of my foot.
It was yucky.
Yeah.
Would
well,
you put your clothes on, please?
give me just a moment, Boston, I think. And
That was
I'm
a good impression of Gib Boston.
Gib. That was Gib.
Or was it an impression of Gib from Barson? I'll never know, because Haribo wasn't looking up. He would like to examine his thigh closely.
Ew.
You stop
I'm going
it.
to stop.
Smart.
I
I'm going to
didn't
stop
put it on my
perceiving you
thigh.
now.
Just a little bit more privacy,
I love that.
Sparkeloneous.
Investigation or Arcana, I suppose. Maybe medicine.
I like this Arcana path. He's leaning. This has all felt vaguely magical. He's gonna lean into like magic investigation, so he's gonna look at it from a magical side now.
I'm gonna roll for perception to see what the hell is wrong with.
And that
Margery
is a natural
is
20.
peering
Nice.
around Sparkeloneous, like trying to get in there. and
Haribo's
see
legs
what's
are up in the air so he can get a good view at his thigh bone.
Sparkeloneous' hands are
Wait.
stretched.
Margery sees a lot.
It's like when you come across a cat who's cleaning themselves and they stop and they look at you like you've just offended them greatly. That's what Haribo looks up briefly.
Sparkeloneous' hands are stretched up to cover his pebbles.
You rolled a
I
what?
rolled a 17.
Yeah, you did.
No.
You see it all. And Haribo got a natural 20, so he gets in there real close.
Ew.
Legs behind his head and everything. He can see it.
How does it help him see his thigh?
I don't know, man.
This episode's taken a turn, but here we are. Margery, you see an entire butthole, and I think I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh God!
Awesome.
Oh God! Margery goes very pale and goes to light and goes and sits down.
That is not Wilhelm's hole.
Margery goes to
Holy, there's no
Thaddeus and
problem with
asks him to
Haribo's
knock her
hole.
out.
One of the goblins in the adjoining cell has their hands over their mouth, and the other has their hands over their eyes. Haribo,
And Marjorie's in the corner with her hands over her ears, just like rocking.
Margery's praying to her room to wipe her memory from
interesting.
You don't want that. Wait, take that back. Take that back, Grace. Take that back.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Haribo,
I-
with your Arcana check, crit 20, you get right in there.
You.
Margery, come
Yep,
take a
you-
look at this.
You pull your thigh right up to your face. You didn't know that you could bend like this, but here we are. And as you do, and as the circle of interlocking runes fades, you see a glowing rune that has been branded on your thigh. It pulsates in purple briefly, and then the entire runic picture fades and it's just a regular thigh again. Now we'll say with a crit 20 that you memorize this central rune and would be able to draw it from memory at any point.
I like that. Haribo puts his clothes back on, steps out from behind Sparkeloneous and apologizes. I'm sorry. I needed to see what was happening. It's a lot strangeness
Margery will
that
not
happened
look
at the
at
end
him.
there. That's okay. I did, yeah. There's something strange going on, and I think whatever that.
Did you catch something?
No, we did not. Plan D did not go the same, I think, as you guys are thinking it may have gone. She torched a couple goblins and then got me to cut myself with a knife while I was on some drugs that she gave me. It didn't go like super sexy or anything like that. The knife thing at the end was a little strange, and I think that's when I may have.
Was that sexy?
Well, it.
Oh, all right.
I thought that I was trying to lean into the plan. I
No,
thought at
thanks.
maybe some point there was a little bit of like flirtation going on. So I tried to lean into it. No, I'm not generally in a knife play, but I don't know. If we could get past this little hump, maybe it would have been easier. But it wasn't a little hump. I got knocked unconscious.
Sparkeloneous, now that you have some clothing on again, I assume.
Yeah, I got it back on.
Sparkeloneous, he makes a chin on his neck, and then he puts his hand up to the chin and he squints at you. And he's gonna make an Arcana check. Because he doesn't like any of this. And he rolled a natural 20.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
We are going to understand this whole thing before Gabe does.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's see.
I don't like this knife thing. I don't like that you just got naked.
Me neither. Well, yeah. Well,
Don't like that you kicked me.
had to
What's
figure it
wrong
out.
with you?
That was an accident, and I apologized. It was part of.
I'm
it
going
felt
to
like
magically
after that.
determine what's wrong with you.
I hope so. If not, I'm gonna get the belt to do it.
The belt's on the floor.
No way. Biometrically jammed
stays
onto my
on.
hips. Yeah.
So is the overall over the belt?
It is. Yes.
There's a hole in the overalls.
Yeah, entirely over the belt. They would have, when they stripped me, they would have found it.
So do you then put your hands in your pants to do any of your magic?
He has to reach through the top because
No.
it's overall.
I wear it as a belt when I'm like out adventuring, but I'm gonna like hide it when I'm going into this, so I still have my like. When
It
we
doesn't
came
come off of
in-
you.
No, I can take it off. It's biometrically locked to me, so I can take it on and off. That's easy
But
peasy.
no one else can take it off.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's sort of like a. I mean, I guess I guess I don't know quite how all of that
At
would work.
some
'cause I
point,
imagine
at
if
some
they
point,
have
I'm
my-
certain that we're going to engage in combat where Haribo wasn't expecting it, and we are going to get into hands in the pants wizard.
The hands
we're not
over
there
the
yet.
belt though has always been a playing
would
the
be
instrument
hands in the
thing.
pants wizard.
When I cast like magic missile, I just kind of thrust my hips out. Right? I didn't need to put my hands in there. I just did the.
Oh, so
Man, I
you
remembered his
you
name
just
too.
thrust
Aoyama.
the cast
Aoyama.
During Plan D.
Yeah.
So there are
Good job.
tie-ins.
You know, in Haribo's defense, the rest of us made up Plan D.
And I'm so happy about it.
He tried to go along with it as long as he could, but that let him heal.
You know what?
He rolled a nat 20 on his Arcana check.
There we were. Thank you. Here's a question for you before I answer this, Sparkleoneous. How do you perceive your own magic? Like, do you feel it inside of you? Do you see it? Like, how is it?
My magic is deep inside my soul, and it erupts from my gelatinous form. I am but a conduit for the magic of my soul.
Is your soul in a specific place inside of you?
No, I can move it.
It's in the pot. What are you talking about?
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him about my Horcrux.
My Horcrux.
Lawful good, everybody. Sparkleoneous, as you look at Haribo, you see some things are outside of their equilibrium for him. As far as you can perceive, people's magic comes from their soul, and so the locus of their magic is perhaps in a different place for each person as you perceive them. Not that you generally perceive folks in this way, but you've gotten a crit 20, so here we go. Haribo's locus of magic has shifted. It used to be in the regular spot for people, wherever
Which
that
is-
is. Oh, you want me to define it? Okay. I mean, I think it's probably around where their heart's at, central.
Center of mass.
I mean, you're wearing a shirt.
You're
that
wearing
has
the
a heart
best
on
shirt
it.
for it,
I have,
actually.
yeah, best shirt for it. It's right on my personal locus of magic. That is where my magic exists, and someday when I am able to access it,
I'll turn you into
you'll
a frog.
see me on
Dead
the
in the
newspapers
center
or
of your
something,
chest.
You know,
So where's Haribo's?
Haribo's has moved down to his legs for some reason. It's on his thigh, and it looks weird. It does not look like any sort of locus of magic that you have ever seen. It looks, in fact, like it is at war with itself.
Ooh.
Generally, a locus of magic is of one color. Haribo's is,
3?
yeah, perhaps 3, but really mostly 2 at war with each other. I think with a crit 20, you do perceive that there is a third, but you don't, like, it is so smothered by the other 2 at this moment that you can't really see what that's about. It's really more of the more active, dominant other 2 forces pressing against each other here that you perceive. The shape of this sort of pressure against each other, it takes the shape. I'm going to give you a bunch of detail. Crit 20. It's fun.
And if we put our
The-
noggins
the-
together,
The shape you see here is a series of interlocking rings compressed by a circle of thorns.
Haribo.
yeah.
I'm sort of like, I'm a musician. I dabble in simile and visual
Sure.
metaphors and all that. I think you should be very careful when casting magic in the near future. Your magic spot, and Sparkeloneous points to sort of like the center of himself. Your magic spot is supposed to be here, but yours is here, and he points at your leg. And it's sort of violent with itself. Do you think that dagger that you talked about in the foreplay, do you think that was magical and sort of like bad?
I'm quite certain of it. Yes, I think she called it. Did she tell me that it was called the Cursed Blade of Odd? I'm pretty sure she did say that out loud to me.
No.
I think it was just Gabe.
Nope, just me. Just me saying that that's what it was called in my notes.
It reminds me of. Have you heard of the Cursed Blade of Odd?
Oh, yes, I have. If I recall. No. Nah, yeah.
It did look like a nasty piece of work.
I was under the influence, but it did look pretty wicked, if I recall. I thought maybe that was just the hallucinogens, but I'm thinking maybe it was a little bit more dangerous than I was letting on.
I'm not an expert, but I think you're big cursed, man.
I'll have the belt look into it, see what we can find out. I'd like to set the belt to, like, I don't know, like self-diagnosis, like check me out, my body out, make sure everything is up to par. Like if I just went to the doctor, right, ran some EKGs, some fucking
You are
blood
cursed.
pressure,
You are cursed.
Yeah.
I want to do that right now.
I'll have it set to run in it. Like I feel like I could run that.
Run
while
in the
we
background.
chat, unless I need to go sort of null. If I do, yeah, probably, honestly. And we're still locked in a cage.
Okay. You adjust your belt settings.
Wait a second. Before he does anything with the belt and himself, he's going to do, I guess, probably a belt diagnostic. See if it has any new info about itself. If anything happened to it. Is it okay? Was that anything specific? I don't know.
Are you doing this? I guess the question becomes, are you doing this sort of with a magical intent or with sort of a mechanical intent, being sort of arcana investigation?
Man, I think it's... When it comes to the belt, I think it's a mechanical investigation, but I will say he's open to, like, the magic portion of that now. So he's not, like, shutting himself off if that is where his brain is going, right? But when it comes to the belt, it's about the mechanics. He needs to make sure this is his tool. And if that means he needs to, like, really focus on his belt for the next little while, he can definitely sit back. It's like,
just roll for me.
I got some, no fucking way. I hope I can keep this going, because that is the second nat 20 in a row.
Wow.
Great shit.
We're so good today.
I like this roll setup I got on my desk. It's going to stay, and I'm not going to move.
This is the
Whenever I get
episode
to
where we
XP, you
diagnose
guys are gonna gain so
Haribo.
much XP from this session.
Mm-hmm.
The session where we level up by standing in a jail cell.
Twice.
But this time we brought a friend who's not really a friend.
He doesn't get to level up.
Hrum'Num.
Yeah, Haribo, I think in your investigation, I'll get to whatever it means because I have to sort of ponder that for a second. But in your investigation, you do notice that you're sitting on top of an unconscious body covered in a blanket.
Hrum'Num. They already introduced me to Hrum'Num.
Did they?
I thought it was two Thaddeus's, and they said, no, that's Hrum'Num. I had just woken up. It wasn't like I woke up dizzy and confused. Realistically, I thought I was still hallucinating.
We haven't told him the details of Hrum'Num, though,
That's
right?
true. So, I know this is Hrum'Num, and I give him a gentle pat. I don't think he was in the cell when I left. I was not super focused, but I don't remember another dwarf.
No, Plan 1 went a little bit sideways. He was our contact. He's the one I hailed when we first came into the area as they were bringing us in. He's the one who slipped the note under the door. We went to meet him. Well, it turns out I would call him pretty close to an enemy of mine, because he's part of the reason I left my home fortress. And on top of that, then he tried to get us in trouble, and so he's been subdued several times.
And now he's part of the band. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
He's my new bass drum.
I figured Margery would have killed him by now if he was against us.
I tried. They said they'd rather just knock him out. I offered.
I offered. That does not surprise me.
Don't really want to be locked in a room with a dead body.
Well, I could change that.
Still think there's information he might have, so when we leave, I want to leave him in the jail cell and he can figure it out for himself.
Let's
he's
not tell him that.
No.
Okay, there's a knock at the door.
Who is it?
A specifically rhythmic knock. Sparkleoneous, make an intelligence save. And Thaddeus.
Intelligence save? Okay.
Oh, wait, I forgot. Sparkleoneous is not stupid.
Wow. That was a really
14.
good roll for me. That's an 18.
Whoa.
We're so good.
Sparkleoneous, the rhythm of the knock sounds familiar. Thaddeus, you hear the same rhythm that you played during the song of Gribik the Brave.
Somebody's stealing my jam, man.
Or they're trying to communicate in code.
That's plagiarism. Margery, kill that guy.
All right.
Shall we see who's at the door before we have Margery kill him?
Kendra?
Well, how do we go?
Haribo
Who
says
is
the only person that would know that rhythm is Kendra, I think, and maybe Satchel.
You're all looking over at the door now, and you see peeking into the door, into like the porthole of the door, is the face of Kendra. And she waves, and she is like knocking on the door.
Come in.
All right. Sparkleoneous, you gotta let her in.
Okay. How many people
You're
can
the
we
team
fit in
manager.
here? Let's find out. Sparkleoneous is gonna go over to the door and he's gonna squeeze his hand through the eye hole or
Kendra
the viewport.
immediately disappears from the portal.
Sorry, excuse me. We'll be with you in a moment. What was it? Sleight of hand that we were using for this?
I think so.
Yeah, because you're sliding your hand into the door.
That's right. That is gonna be a grand total of 16.
It's not exactly quiet. There are clunks and thunks, but you do get the door open, and Kendra scurries inside and presses the door shut behind her.
And I lock it behind her.
Neat.
It's very important to maintain the ruse.
Busy jail cell.
I got an 18 for my relocking it check.
Hell yeah. And she says, Haribo, you're alive.
Why wouldn't I be, Kendra? I just went for, I don't know, dinner with Miranda.
I mean, the last that we knew of you, you were unconscious.
Did you see me while I was unconscious?
Just for a minute. Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, you were unconscious and like smoldering a little bit.
Did they do anything to me? Did you see me in transit? Like, I'm just curious. Did anything happen?
Yeah, no,
to me
I saw you on the stretcher. You were carried by.
Yeah, I'm fine. A little dizzy. A little tired. It's been a busy one.
Yeah, I'm not exactly of a position to ask Miranda about the details of what happened. Anyways, I'm not here about that. I'm here about the news. And the news is that word has gotten to the chieftain about your arrival. And he has decided the time and place of your performance, since that's what you've come here for.
Perfect.
It is and it's not, you know. The time is soon. The time is tomorrow night, tonight. I don't know exactly what time it is.
Where did you hear this from?
Hold on. You don't know?
There's a big difference between tonight and tomorrow night.
Very big.
Well, like it's really early in the morning.
Oh, so the evening that precedes right now.
Yeah. Anyways, he's said that they've got a graduating class of goblins who are going to go through their graduation ceremony. He wants an extra bit of pomp and circumstance for that. And if we've got a band of bards here to do that, he's selected you guys.
So what's the bad part of all this?
Well, that's the where. You guys are going to be performing at the graduation ceremony, which is deep down in the tunnels in the Gathering Cavern.
What exactly is this ceremony consist of, Kendra?
It's a celebration of unity. The group of goblins is expected to work together to tackle an insurmountable foe. And those that manage to accomplish that or survive in an honorable manner get to join the tribe, officially and fully.
And we're just the band. We're not the foe, right?
I'm not
Yes.
insurmountable by any means.
Yes, you're going to be the entertainment for the evening. What I've been told. I don't know. The foe changes every ceremony. Because often if the goblins, well, I guess not often, but if the goblins defeat it, we have to go get a new foe.
Boston makes me ask this. What does it pay? I do it for the art, but...
Base level your lives. Don't fuck this up. But I imagine that if you do especially well, that there could be great rewards in it for you. If you make the goblin chieftain happy, he's not apt to forget that. He's Miranda's boss.
Haribo shudders.
Andrew darts a quick look at Haribo and then returns to, focusing on the band as a whole.
Well, what kind of music does he like?
I think he'd want it to be more on the traditional side, but he likes things that are big and grand in scope. Epic is a word.
Well, I'm going to need my instrument back to do that.
Yeah, we're going to need to rehearse if we perform tonight.
Yeah, are we no longer prisoners then?
Understood. I will communicate that to the lieutenant of the jails and get you transferred. We'll bring you to the green room.
Where's that at?
Deep in the tunnels. For you to prepare your art for our great gathering.
Can you tell them to give us a few hours? I need to sleep.
We need a little bit of a rest. We've been up all night waiting. We thought that maybe our show would happen a little quicker, so... Well, I have not been, but they have been.
I thought Haribo was going to come back and we were going to perform. And now I'm so sleepy.
I don't think that's going to work out. I think that you'll have to sleep in the green room if it's necessary. These choices have already been made. Just letting you know before folks show up to just kind of make it happen.
Is she not with us anymore? Like, sorry, this is just me asking. Like, is she, like, since I guess she was supposed to stay with us because
She didn't come with us to the jail cell.
Yeah, well, she wanted to explore the world, so she came with us from her village, but her chieftain told her to stay with us. But
well, that's why she came to tell us this, I think.
Is this what you want, Kendra?
I can't say we know for certain, unless that's a serious question that Sparkleoneous is asking, where Kendra is at, but, like, we've returned to the home base of the goblins, so very clearly she has superiors here and has to take orders.
Okay.
We have heard from her that she does want to explore the wider world, but, like, we haven't made an active attempt to forge a bond with her different from and separate from the one that she has with the goblins.
Fair enough.
Is this what you want, Kendra? To go deeper in the cave? Spend all your time in the cave? Enjoy the bounties of the cave?
There's some good mushrooms in the cave, I'll say that. But, no, I don't really want to be down in there more than I have to be. I'm not a cave goblin. I'm a not cave goblin. I mean, it's gonna be fine. Like, you guys just play your gig, and then we don't have to be in the caves anymore. It seems simple enough to me, you know?
Kendra, what about after this? Haribo does not look up from working on his belt, even if he is having to pretend to. What about afterwards, Kendra?
What do you mean after this? And whatever you say here is going to be accompanied by a persuasion check.
Well, our tour, while this is sort of the culmination of a lot of what we've been doing on this tour, does not technically end. Technically, we are doing what we do here, but all over. We travel around, play a little music here and there, and protect who we can on the road. And I'm curious, you've been traveling with us some time. Is your desire to continue along with us afterwards?
Roll that third natural 20.
Oh, please. Well, this is more of a question. This isn't even, like, I don't know that I'm persuading yet. I'm just asking her a question, I think.
It needs to come with the check.
Okay. That is a natural 1. But again, I don't know what I'm persuading her of.
It's a natural 1, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess nothing, but I already wasn't persuading her of anything, so... But it was a natural 1 of persuading her of nothing. So maybe I persuade her of something?
That's an interesting thought.
I think this one says that I win?
I mean, it is an attractive offer. I do want to see what's beyond the borders of our territory, but, I think I already have that here as I'm sitting and thinking about it. Goblin territory is destined to expand, and as a sorcerer here, I'm destined to be at the forefront of it. So I'm always going to be exploring new areas and seeing new territory that will soon become a part of the great goblin family.
That's a good point. If that pace is fast enough for you, wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. We see new places every day, but that's totally fine. If you like moving along at that pace, I love that. I love that for you. Everyone's got the speed at which they want to go. Totally fine. If that is where you sit, then I love that. I hope you enjoy the show tonight, Kendra.
I like to go fast.
Yeah. We live fast-paced lives here. We don't have time for.
I've seen the fast-paced lives you lead, and it is, you lead an exciting life. Fighting spiders one day, playing songs the next, seeing new things.
Kind of rock and roll.
I'm sure you'll find whatever's out there for you, Kendra, even if it's not rock and roll.
It is exactly rock and roll, the life that you guys lead.
No sex yet, but we do have drugs, rock and roll, and I think Margery saw a butthole.
Margery sheds one tear, but says nothing.
Just wanted to sort of give you a heads up. I think the troop to transport you down to the green room is going to be here in about half an hour, but I just wanted to give you a heads up about what was going to happen to you.
Plenty of time to sleep. Thank you.
We'll see you at the show. I guess Sparkeloneous, if you wouldn't mind unlocking the door for our friend here.
I don't know how to do that.
Uh-oh. I was about to say I really appreciate that, but...
Well, he does. He just opened the door to let her in. Can you open the door to let her out?
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. No, sorry. That was just a little joke. Is it okay if I'm doing that? Are you mad?
I mean, you did it to let me in. No, I don't care.
Okay.
You guys are cool. I don't know why they've put you in a jail cell like this. That's pretty shitty of them. But
look over,
it's
I mean,
good that
seem
they're
to do
moving
this
you
a
to the
lot.
green room.
The green room, another jail cell.
No, comfy.
Okay.
Who wants
It's covered
to bet?
in moss.
Who wants to? Damn it! I lost my bet that the room would actually be green before I got to say it, Tandra. I would have made money on that. I was in the middle of the bet, and you blew it up.
Oh, how you doing on that door, Sparkleoneous?
I rolled a 23.
Hey.
Didn't want to let her out.
Well, it's been good seeing you. I'll probably be back in the green room at some point. Bye.
See you around.
And she leaves. Is there anything that you guys do before
Try to lock the
a
door.
troop of hobgoblins?
Try to lock the door. Okay. Also, yeah, that was gonna be my next bit. If Kendra is not
Escape.
with us. If Kendra
We've
is
got
not
to get
with
out of
us-
here.
Yes, exactly. While all of the goblins will be gathered in the gathering room, we can also gather them up here before we even head in.
I think we should leave before we go deeper in the cave.
But we have to
should
rescue the goblins.
We don't know where they are. Let's wake up Hrum'Num and ask him.
Hrum'Num doesn't know anything because
they've been
he's not
doing
allowed
their-
in the cave.
They've been doing their bits around the village. As the goblins over Haribo points to the other cell, they'll say they've been doing dishes, they've been doing laundry, they've been doing cleaning and maintenance, trying to see where they fit in best, and it seems like maybe we could ask them if they have any ideas. I mean, half an hour is not a lot of time to act, but if we're already down in the caves, we have to find a way out down there, I guess.
Yeah.
They're not in one central location. I don't know what to do.
We either wait till they are in a central location and we're deeper, or we try to round them up now while we are in the open.
How many goblins are we trying to get anyways?
30.
Oh.
Well, no, hold on.
Yeah.
29. Because one got torched. Maybe two got torched? Were they
Oh.
both goblins, or was one an actual pig?
I mean, they were humanoids. I can't say that you know whether they were goblins or goblins of the village.
I'm
That's
feeling
fair.
I'm feeling very nervous, and I would just like to maybe float the idea that we just leave.
Oh, and leave the goblins? Yeah.
I'm feeling a
Have at
bit
it.
afraid.
Have at it. I have plenty recorded. I could maybe pull on a one-man show. I'm not leaving. I'm simply not going to.
Yeah.
I
That-
thought you meant you had plenty of goblins recorded.
That, but I have recorded, I think, a large portion of our shows at this point. So if you do not want to be on the forefront of this, I have already asked so much for you to help these people whom I care about. If you,
Thaddeus is not leaving.
Hold on. That's given me an idea. What if you play the recording of the show and I make an illusion of the rest of the band?
and then you guys work in
then-
secret?
The rest of the band can figure out where the goblins are. I'm no
I mean, they'll-
longer afraid. Now I'm motivated. I'm ready to do this show.
Sparkeloneous, they'll be in the room with us when we do that. If we get down in there, we'll have all of the goblins in one place. Because
Well,
We are
I mean,
playing
it's
their
not,
games.
it's
Allowed
still
to
not
come
a
to
bad
the party?
idea, though.
no, I'm
I
just,
like-
I'm just
like-
trying to make
yeah.
sure that he knows that they'll be there rather than like
Do you think they're going to be allowed to come to the party?
we are playing their party.
Yeah, they have to accomplish a challenging task while you guys play the accompaniment.
Yeah.
Sorry. It went over my head that those were our goblins that were joining the goblin village. I thought these were maybe like young goblins.
We've sort of alluded to them. I guess we haven't directly come out and said it at any one point, but we have sort of alluded to the fact that these are the new goblins being processed.
I now understand, and I at least like my plan. I might
I
come
love
up
your
with a
plan.
better one, but
What kind
it's
of
given me renewed confidence.
what kind of music did they expect us to play in the background of a strong task? Like how do you-
Traditional and with a good beat.
Epic.
We have the
Epic,
epic
that's
of Sir Gribbick the Brave set up and ready to go.
Well, I've been writing the lyrics for Grippic 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Sparkleoneous.
featuring
No, and
a
I love
spider.
that. I love that. I'm just curious if we could maybe save that for when we don't need you doing a full different plan. I
Yeah,
already
sorry,
have this
recording.
recorded.
Yeah,
I already
yeah.
have this record. We'd have to record a whole new song before to 30 minutes before they come.
All right, we better get started.
No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
I say we just maybe hold Gribbick 2 unless maybe there's a solo portion you can shout out from the crowd or something. But I feel we may already have the show together if we're doing it more sneaky rather than actually playing a show.
I am pretty curious about Gribbick 2 Electric Boogaloo, and I do like that you have that sort of in the wings to deploy as sort of a solo
If things go bad, I will go
at the moment.
blue.
Yeah, I love that.
It's a duet between Sparkeloneous and Sparkleoneous.
Perfect.
Dueling.
Only Sparkleoneous could play that.
He
Dueling
can play
trumpets.
against himself because I'll be
so
playing one
deep.
part. Yeah, that's so cool. Damn. So we prepare for...
I'm no longer afraid, and now I'm going to nap.
I'd say we should prepare for a full scrum in there. Even if this goes well, at some point
Yeah.
they will be aware that we are finagling them.
Sorry, are you saying we should get ready to fight a goblin village?
I'm saying that we'll need, if we're down there, we're going to have to find a way out down there. We know there are tunnels that lead out. We need to find a way to take the water and something that the goblins can fit on.
And
Yeah,
we can't forget Stuve.
Yep, Stuve in the wagon. I don't know how many goblins we can fit in the wagon.
Well, Stuve's loose board is a part of your instrument, Thaddeus. The board and the cot. At least maybe we can convince them to have the cot and Stuve up on stage. We could say that Stuve's his camel noises is a part of it as well.
Seems
That way
like
we have
we're
a
going
cot.
to be making quite an illusion.
Yeah.
Is the idea to get Stuve through the caves?
I'm not gonna leave Stuve.
Of course.
Stuve is as important to me as the goblins is. I'm not leaving Stu. Why would I leave Stu?
More important.
To you,
Yeah.
maybe, Margery.
Yes.
It's becoming more complicated.
That's the way we do things, Sparkeloneous.
Cave camel is an interesting idea.
Of course.
I don't know how you're gonna. Anyone know any transfiguration magic?
Not yet, but
No.
maybe I'll level up after this episode.
Not at my current level, but who knows what the future holds for my powers.
You know, fair enough.
I guess I'm going to accept my fate, and what happens will. How would you like to prepare, Haribo?
How much of a illusion can you pull off? Margery, do any of your magics help with illusions?
That's actually a good question.
And with Margery, your spellbook is the best spellbook in the game because currently we can ask Gabe, but technically, like in between things, you can change your spellbook up during rests. Like you don't even have to be. Actually, technically, I think it's
really?
during downtime. I don't even think it might be during a rest, but short or long rest, you can change every spell in your spellbook to be other spells. You can pick any cleric spell, but you can only know this many spells, right? I think the only ones that wouldn't change are Toll the Dead and Spare. I think Toll the Dead.
My cantrips.
No, I think most of your cantrips can change too. But one of them particularly comes from the fact that you've chosen like Death Cleric. Whichever comes from Death Cleric, you can't change, but the rest of them you can change, and you can change them to any cleric spell in cantrip or first level if Gabe considers this downtime in which you can do that.
Can we spend this 30 minutes making a dummy?
What?
Making a dummy?
We
No,
could
sorry. I'm realizing now that's a 6th level thing. I cannot do that. I won't level up 3 times during this downtime.
I'm going through the cleric spell list here.
Yeah, at most, I think you would level up twice. But even that is quite the achievement. I will have to sit down and listen.
I don't think that Margery thaumaturgy would be it, and that's just like making someone louder, making flames brighter, harmless trimmers, etc. The harmless trimmers may come in to help if we're trying to intimidate in a large format.
I can just blind everybody.
Make all the you can make them really bright. Make all the flames in the light
Blind
as
us,
bright as you
definitely.
can. Not bad.
The best I can do is major image. I can make a nice little illusion. Technically, I can only make one creature. Can the band be construed as a creature? Working as one unit? God, what if I do it really good?
What if you did major image
you'd
make
have to
Margery
do it
and let
really
our
good.
stealthy person go in the background and do stealthy things.
I think that you would have to do it really good, and also doing it really good doesn't look like the band playing independently. The ones that you are making are probably going to be doing the same movements. I think that's the best that I
That
can
could be a
give
thing,
you.
though. That could be a thing. Like the band is in sync.
Doing dancing?
Yeah. Like
If
we're
you
all
made an
doing the same
image
thing.
of Margery or Thaddeus, I think would probably be the best, because then you could be on stage doing it, and then they could be off in the background doing it. I think Marjorie's the sneakiest.
And then what do we do after?
I was gonna say, like, what is the plan? So, like, if I'm being sneaky, like, one by one, am I grabbing a goblin from the crowd and throwing them into the cart with Stu, and then just grabbing another one?
I mean, that's a great question. We don't even know what this ceremony is. They're being tested against something big, and probably a bunch of them could lose.
Yeah, we have to save them from a test is the other factor that is
maybe support
difficult.
spells. We could like bless them. We could like you could like do your.
What if they win and then they don't want to leave? Haribo, what if the goblins want to stay? Then can we go?
I lean over
Sorry,
in
my
the cell,
confidence
I
is
say, hey,
faltering again.
You three. Oh, fuck, what were their names? We named them. I say their names because I know them, of course. I say, hey, you three, are you, do you guys want to be here? I will say, well, Sparkleoneous, go over there and tell them the plan and ask them if they want to be a part of it. I don't want to shout this across the prison. That'd be fucking wild.
Okay, I'll be right back.
We should call them on stage as part of the celebration and they can dance with us. Margery can do pyrotechnics, blind everybody else, and we can run like hell.
God, that's straightforward.
Probably
That's what
too
I love
straightforward
about
and very
you, Thaddeus.
short-sighted. Yeah.
We'll just have to keep an eyes on the lay of the land on the way in. If we could find any of those tunnels that lead to water, we will have a better bet of getting out of there.
Does
I do
Stu
think that
swim?
there's something there as far as it goes. Like, you guys do have deception, persuasion. Like, you guys have charisma to, like, try and persuade people to get the goblins up on the stage.
We do a pre-game ceremony.
Before
If you can do an illusion of some sort that frees up perhaps Thaddeus and maybe even Hrum'Num to help find a tunnel exit or some other way out. There's something there.
I have a thought.
Then you're all together to like bounce.
I have a
How
thought.
will we even get Hrum'Num to listen to us?
Because I'll give him one option. He helps us, or this time I won't be knocking him unconscious.
It
Let's
is
wake him
also a way out. It's not like
Yeah,
I mean,
will
maybe
offer him his
maybe you'll leave
freedom,
him
but he
behind,
has
but, like-
to help us. But if he betrays us, I will end him.
Stern but fair.
there's something there.
I think
What were you saying, Sparkleoneous?
So we have a distraction, and I think perhaps if the thing that they were supposed to fight could perhaps be released prematurely, then that would be a double distraction.
Yeah, into the stands.
that would be pretty good if you make a Thaddeus clone. Thaddeus gets out with Hrum'Num, who is not part of the band. If we can hide him.
I think we should try to take Hrum'Num with us and then have him be released into the wilds with
Yeah.
Thaddeus while I image Thaddeus.
I think so.
Okay.
And then they find the creature, release the creature, and find a cave. And then Margery
Find an exit before you release the creature, please.
blinds them, which I think I can help
Do
with.
we know they're fighting a creature? They just said task. Did
They
someone
did
say
say
creature?
task, but I
An
think
insurmountable foe is what I heard.
Yeah.
I think Kendra said that after this one, they're going to have to go get a different foe, which means they've probably brought something in for this specifically. I hope we're not what they're bringing in for this.
Yeah,
I asked Chandra, are we the foe? And she said, no, you're the band.
No,
No,
what
yeah,
she said, she was the wording she said also kept me worried because she said you are the entertainment, which
Oh yeah, that is what
to
she
me
That's a
said.
does
very
not
good point.
necessarily mean that we are not the fighter, the foe in this case.
Okay.
She did mention we were playing,
We're the-
but I'm a little nervous.
I am a good boy, so I'm going to warn you all ahead of time. I know the spell invisibility.
Oh,
That is all.
all right. Duly noted.
No reason.
No
Yeah.
reason. Yeah. Okay.
Just wanted to
I
throw
can
that
be
out there.
invisible.
I can be invisible, and I know your biggest weakness, Haribo. So No reason. Yeah, this is a fun. I mean, honestly, it's the best plan we got to actually rescue the goblins. Again,
Yeah.
Haribo will stop and
I
say,
think this will shape up.
I appreciate all of you, but I cannot, nor do I feel as safe promising our safety once we enter that mountain. I'm putting my life on the line, for sure, in doing this, and I just ask that whoever is coming along with, I don't know, either be aware or be willing to do something extra in there, because it is going to be dangerous.
And I'm a dwarf of the mountains, so I can help look for paths that will be useful, and will make Hrum'Num assist me with it, whether he wants to or not.
But if you want,
Boston,
to
Gib,
leave, the
any
gate
comments?
is open, and Sparkeloneous cannot lock it, so it's a great time to exaunt if you choose to.
Boston, Gib, any comments? Questions, concerns?
I'm very concerned because I'm a pretty squishy fellow as far as it goes.
Boston, I think if they let us bring the wagon, you should hide in the false floor just the whole time.
But that was where I was gonna be.
Yes, that's what I said. Boston, you hide in the false floor.
There's a false floor in the wagon? We've
Yes.
been riding in that thing for almost a month, and I did not know about the false floor in the
It's
wagon.
very well hidden.
I see that.
Haven't you
Okay,
ever
but-
looked to your left and wonder where'd Boston
Oh,
go?
wait, Gibbs in the band. That's right.
Yeah.
You'll play
Alright.
with us, Gib.
Well, it's sort of weird to leave Stu unattended, but I can hide in the wagon. Yes, boss.
Bring the lead in with you into the false floor. It's just a rope leading straight to you. Don't do that.
I think that this is the skeleton of a good plan. We all have sort of assigned roles, things we're thinking of doing, and I think based on the environment that we find ourselves in next episode, we will be in a good, interesting place. I'm going to end this episode with the arrival of the troop of hobgoblins ready to transport all of you to the green room. But before we do this, you do have a moment. How are you going to deal with the fact that you do have an additional party member unconscious in a blanket?
Probably
with
wake
you
him up
guys?
now to get this
Are you gonna-
conversation.
If we
Yeah, we
can
wake him up before they
great.
get here.
Yeah, if we can wake him up, great. If not, I'll carry him over my shoulder.
Subtle.
Subtle
Yeah.
indeed.
He had one too many last night.
I'm just gonna say that he's always been with us.
It's his twin brother. Did you never notice?
You didn't notice he was unconscious the entire time, guys? Shows how much you pay attention.
Yeah, you're bad gods.
I wanted to get us to the green room, but I do feel like that is an interaction that has to happen. Are you waking up Hrum'Num, or are you carrying him over your shoulder?
Yeah, if we can wake him up, it'd be better if he walked. And we'll just tell him very quickly, we'll get you to freedom. You need to follow our lead. If you don't, you're dead.
Intimidation check from whoever is involved in this.
Oh, the whole party, baby. We form
Yes,
up around him. We wake
Sparkeloneous
him up
is
and
playing.
we're around him like a squad, dude.
Sparkeloneous is playing a threatening tune.
Are there any pluses for an intimidation check, or is it a straight roll? What is that?
It's a
charisma and
roll.
proficiency if you have it, which I think you do.
And also take a bardic inspiration because I'm playing a tune.
For Thaddeus?
Heck yeah.
So a D4 for Thaddeus.
Isn't your bardic
So it's
D6?
plus-
Is it D6? Oh yeah, it's D6 now, level 3.
Right, hang on.
I haven't used
So
it in
that
a
is
while.
that's a 21 for Thaddeus.
21.
Damn. All right. What do you say, Thaddeus?
Arbor
That's
walked to
exactly
13
what I'm
behind
going to
him.
tell him. Is we will help get you free, but you need to follow our lead. If you betray us, I will kill you.
And I'll let him.
Thanks, Sparkleoneous.
Harbo's gently stroking his belt,
I hate
looking
that.
menacingly at this guy.
Holy shit. Roger, Roger. Okay. I'm a part of the band?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Oh, alright.
You wish.
You can carry the instruments, Rhodey.
Rudy, alright. I'm the Rudy. Here I am.
And you've always been a member of the band, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. And he pulls his hat way down over his face.
Yeah, because he wasn't a blacksmith slave in this village for a long time. No.
I'm in disguise.
And I think the episode ends with him pulling his hat down over his face and the lock clicking in the door, opening to a troop of hobgoblins coming in, accompanied by Kandra, the leader of whom says,
We're here to escort you to the green room. Follow us.
Grab the bags, Rhodey.
Yes, boss.
and he grabs whatever there is to grab. And that's where the episode's going to end.
I sure hope they let us bring our cart.
And Stu.
They're both part of the band, we'll say. We need the camel grunts.
Next time.
Have you guys ever heard what a camel sounds like? I've put it in some of the
Oh,
episodes,
yeah.
but I put it
Very
really
scary.
low. They are frightening. Terrible noises those things make.
Yeah. And they are mean as hell.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just made a camel sound.
That was pretty
That was
decent.
a good camel
good.
sound. Yeah.
I'll probably end it
All right,
on
I'm-
that sound. This season of A Wider World is DM'd by Theodore Stringer. The players are Lawrence Jennings as Sparkeloneous, Grace Stringer as Margery Ridgeback, Mike Harrison as Thaddeus Ofkoot, and myself, M. Williams, as Haribo Tamagotchi. Act 1 of A Wider World wraps in just a few episodes. We'll be moving on to a few other adventures in other game systems before returning to complete Act 2 here. We got all sorts of fun on the horizon, so make sure you follow the podcast wherever you're listening in from and drop us a rating and review if available. If you're interested in episode transcripts, you can find them on our Patreon, where we're working on getting them posted. Next episode comes out February 13th, everybody. We will see you then.
show you
Are
a
you
cannon.
guys saying auto like automatic or auto like automobile?
I
They are
mean,
both the same
both
auto.
of those, that is the same auto. Automobile
No, I
is a
know,
machine
but,
that
like-
automatically moves.
I know, but in my head, is it like a car contract? I guess my brain immediately went.
Yeah,
to, like,
you are now
is it a-
leasing a 2012 GMC
Terrible.
pickup.
I feel like automatic may be closer, but if it means that I have gotten a car, let's go, dude. I didn't think about it meaning car contract. Hold on.
I was just thinking contract and like they're always terrible and have like a really bad rate half the time.
That's
it seems
funny.
like.
No, I
And I
think
was like,
it means
oh no,
automatically
you got
contracted.
too by
Cursed.
Briarine.
I think it means you're fucked, bucko.